Ladies and gentlemen, on at the Mike Sports Network, coming at you immediately after what can only be described as one of the more crazy, miraculous NBA Finals finishes that you're going to find. I understand that the Dallas Mavericks have come back from double digits down in the fourth quarter. This Indiana Pacers team could not hang on to the ball, and they are known as a team that takes care of the basketball. They committed 24 turnovers. I think it was either 19 or 28. There was an unofficial number being thrown out in the first half. They're down 15 points with 9.5 minutes to go in this game. And somehow, some way, again, for the fourth consecutive round, they pull off an incredible comeback. And this time on the road for the third consecutive round, second straight time in a game one. And it's Tyrese Halliburton for the fourth consecutive. I feel like I'm just repeating myself. Tyrese Halliburton near the buzzer with 0.3 seconds to go, hits a shot to win this game 111-110. And the Indiana Pacers, who I thought had no hope in hell of winning this series, on the road, massive underdog again. They do it again. Like I said, despite terrible, ball handling for most of this game, like I said, 24 turnovers. They were minus 18 in the turnover differential. Oklahoma City had 6 turnovers and lost. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was incredible in this game, 14 to 30, 38 points, but he missed a shot to go up 3 in the final seconds. Rick Carlisle doesn't call a timeout. Halliburton gets it across, hits a jump shot. I've just run out of things to say about this team. And listen, I feel uniquely qualified to talk about this Indiana Pacers team because they broke my fucking heart in game 2. And I have every built-in excuse in the world to, just dismiss everything that this Pacers team has done. And then I watched that whole series against New York. And you could say, yeah, they've kind of benefited. They didn't have to play Boston. This team is really good, people. You do not have this many crazy comebacks and this many insane endings and have that many clutch shots made by your guy, Tyrese Halliburton, who is, yes, he did not play his best and he did not have the most assertive game offensively in terms of making shots, but that guy shows up when it matters. That guy shows up when it matters. And for this team to go to Oklahoma City, one of the toughest places to play in the NBA, face the best team in the NBA, take every punch that they have, turn the ball over like crazy in the first half, limit your turnovers, you're down 15 in the fourth quarter, the MVP of the league goes for 38 points, and you still fucking win, that is an all-time win in the NBA Finals in my book. I've been watching the NBA Finals my entire life. I'm 35 years old. And there's been so many memorable moments that this might be a team of destiny. I said this in the New York, I might have been around the Cavs series or going into the New York series after game 1. I can't remember when that was. This is starting to feel like team of destiny shit here because that under no circumstances does any one of the other teams in the NBA win this basketball game. This defies logic, being down 15 in the fourth quarter on the road at Oklahoma City. But then again, this team has literally done it every single fucking round where they've just found a crazier way to win a game. And I know some of the other ones in theory because they were so last minute, but this is it's so unbelievable how bad the Indiana Pacers played in the first half of this game. And yet we were saying, oh, they're still close. They're still close. And yet, a lot of people will underscore that Oklahoma City shot sub 40% in this game. If Oklahoma City is able to make shots, this isn't even close. But they didn't make shots. It's an unbelievable win for Rick Carlisle in Indiana. There's no other way around this. I'm not gonna call this a collapse from Oklahoma City. I mean, maybe some people will try to go from that. This Indiana Pacers team is unlike any team that maybe I've ever seen in the NBA. It's just, you always, even when you have a 7 or 8 point lead in the last minute, you don't feel safe. You're always on your heels. And when this got to 4, I was like, oh my, and I'm looking at my sister watching this game. We've seen this movie before. I said it in game 1 to one of my Knicks fan friends when Aaron Nesmith started knocking down threes. I'm like, I've seen this before. So it's like now, after we all slept on this Pacers team, we have been seeing throughout this playoffs that no matter how much big of a lead, how bad they play, no matter what, if there is time left on the clock, they have a chance to win. And there is almost no player in the NBA that you want the ball in their hands other than Tyrese Halliburton at the end of a game. He is becoming one of the most clutch players in the NBA because, again, this is the fourth consecutive round that he has come up with a tying or winning shot in the dying seconds. And this is just the latest example. And I understand he had his foot on the line for one of them, but it almost felt like it was like one of the most incredible shots. And it's just like, I've just run out of things to say, man. Like every time you doubt this Indiana team, I was like, man, Thunder in 5. And it looked like early in this game that it was going to be a Thunder runaway. And then they couldn't cash in on these turnovers. Like I said, 24 of them. 24 of them. They were plus 18 in the turnover differential. Almost in no other world do you lose a basketball game like that, where you're up 15 and you force 24 turnovers in a game and somehow you don't win the basketball. It's just, I guess you could say if there's a silver lining for Oklahoma City, they could shoot better. But man, that feels like a gut punch to a team that I thought for sure was going to win the NBA championship. Because now, Indiana's stolen home court. Now, they've done what they set out to do. Be careful. Don't lose game 2 because the last 2 series, they've won the 2 games on the road. So it's just, man. And like, I also got to give a shout out to the rest of this team because Halliburton obviously brought it home. Obi Toppin, after being fucking terrible early on in this game, not being able to hang on to the ball, he had 17 points. He had 5 threes. All 5 starters for Indiana were in double figures. Halliburton only had 14, but he had 10 rebounds and 6 assists. Nembhard hit some big shots for them. Miles Turner banked one in and was making big plays, big blocks, and good defense. Nesmith hit a big 3 down the stretch. Siakam was their lead scorer in this game. Like, they had 6 guys in double figures, and it's just like every single guy made a contribution. Even Ben Shepherd hit a shot. Like, it's just, I'm running out of things to say about this team. Like, Jalen Williams, 6 of 19. That's not. Lou Dort was really, like, they got nothing from Chet Holmgren. The lineup change that they made with Hartenstein, who only played 17 minutes, it didn't really net anything. Caruso was great in this game, but it's just, man, Indiana, man, they just find fucking ways. And it's just, as much as I'm frustrated because this is the team that broke my heart 2 rounds ago, it's hard not to root for this fucking team because it's just the fight and the tenacity, and they've got a fucking fantastic coach. They've got a continually underappreciated superstar in Tyrese Halliburton, and they just got a group of dudes who they play like 10, 11 guys and they matched up and went toe to toe with the best team in the NBA. Like nobody has this entire season really outside of Denver, and get absolutely run off the floor in the first half, can't hang on to the ball, and then somehow find a way to bring this home in regulation with their best player who like it's just it's one of the more remarkable NBA finals wins that I can remember in recent memory because it's like nobody gave Indiana a chance in this game the way the first half went. Even in the fourth quarter, you didn't think that this was possible. And yet, as this kept dwindling down in single digits to 4, and then it gets to 1 in the final minutes. And then even when Pascal Siakam thought he got fouled, forced out of bounds, Oklahoma City gets a chance with their best player and he doesn't make the shot. And then Rick Carlisle correctly, by the way, doesn't call timeout, just lets them go and lets his best player, who has been the most clutch player in the NBA, maybe in the entire season, really. You can make an argument for him over Jalen Brunson, just the way he's been the most clutch player in the playoffs. And you just let him go against an unset Oklahoma City defense and let him go to work and put up a shot, and he beat him. He flat out beat Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, 0.3 of a second, couldn't find a miracle. And here we are, man. Indiana's up 1-0. They're 3 wins away from their first ever NBA championship. And it's like now, like everything that you thought about this series has been completely turned on its ear. And if you're one of those schmucks who wasn't watching because it's Indiana and Oklahoma City, I suggest you start paying attention right now. Because the basketball, even when it was, even when it was getting to be attractive, Oklahoma City is just entertaining to watch defensively. Indiana figured something out specifically in that fourth quarter. And credit to Rick Carlisle, credit to those guys for just coming up with every single winning play when it mattered. And even when Oklahoma City retaliated, Indiana never surrendered at all. Like it's just like I can't believe that this actually happened. Because I'll even go back to the box here and in the fourth quarter and go to where we were. So like it's 104-98. You get into the final minutes. It then gets to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander hits 2 free throws. It's 106-98. So at that point, it's a 13-4 sprint to the end. That's really what happened. It was 108-99 with 2:52 to go in this game. So again, this a 9-point lead in under 3 minutes. It's just this is what the Indiana Pacers do. Like 108-99. That's a 12-2 run to end the game for the Indiana Pacers. For whatever reason, you just know you can never feel safe against this team. And that is a scary proposition for an Oklahoma City team that everybody was already crowning as the champion. To blow this game in the manner that they did, and you could say they blew it, Indiana also took it, but it's going to be very interesting to see how this really young team responds to getting punched and kicked in the dick, literally, at the end of this game. Because it's just, again, just unfreaking believable. We'll have a lot more on this game and the rest of the finals. Game 2 on Sunday is going to be fascinating because, like, the dynamic of this series just completely changed in the last 2 minutes of this game. It's like my sister basically said it was absolutely completely the most Pacer win ever. I'm paraphrasing, and I'll probably get off this video and be mad about not having the line that she had in my thing, but this was the most Pacer thing that could possibly happen. This is everything that we've seen from this team in the playoffs. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.